There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
Hey folks, welcome back to Labeled Unknown. Today we'll be looking at the 2023 case of the Las Vegas backyard aliens.
It is the police call everybody will be talking about. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Denise Valdez.
I'm Brian Loftus. A family says something crashed into their backyard, prompting them to call 911, saying they saw creatures walking around.
Our 8 News Now investigators digging into this for weeks now. And tonight, our David Charnes with the video you will only see on 8 News Now. David?
Right, Denise, sources telling the 8 News Now investigators that several agencies believe something landed or crashed. Whether it was non-humans or not, it certainly scared the people living on this property. Now, before we show you that video, listen to their call for help.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
Well, the 8 News Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the call you just heard. You'll see the officers also saw something in the sky that night, but the big question is, what was it, and is it all connected?
Leave her alone.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro Police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Someone calls 911 reporting 2 large figures in their backyard.
No, I'm so nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property.
But see, that's kind of weird right there. I understand it's private property, and they had to black out footage, but don't most of the time they leave the audio going? I don't know, it just seemed a little strange.
It's clear they're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
That investigation turning up no concrete answers as of Wednesday. Whatever or whoever fell into that yard, long gone within minutes.
Oh, hey, if those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
So
that's
yeah,
what you want to hear.
This is quite weird, Brian was saying as we're watching this story. Now, we've been in contact with the family in that video, and as you heard in that 911 call, they seem very reasonable and honestly quite scared as you heard them in the call. No, they don't seem impaired in any way, and whatever crashed by the time that police got there was gone, but sources say that there's really no dispute. Something was in their yard. Exactly what? We do not know.
I mean, it's so interesting. So, like, the Metro officer sees something, the neighbor sees something. I mean, so what could it be?
Well, we know that there are obviously a lot of military bases around this area. George Knapp covers a lot of that stuff for us on the 80s Now Investigators. We're showing you drone video from above that area. And we know, of course, Creech not far away, Nellis Air Force Base not far. I checked in with them. They say they are not involved at all, and we are waiting to hear from the Pentagon as well.
So, I mean, looking at the police cam footage, the family seems pretty sincere about all of it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of strange that they killed the video, which I understand is private property. I get that. But I think, don't most of the time, if they kill the video, they leave the audio going instead of killing the audio too? I don't know. I might just be overthinking it.
It was the streak seen across the sky, now seen around the world. This, as our 8 News Now investigators confirm, Metro actually set up cameras at this home where a family called 911 claiming to see aliens in their backyard. And tonight, a fierce debate is underway about the legitimacy of an alleged UFO crash. Good evening, I'm Janice Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Our 8 News Now investigators reporting about terrified members of a local family who told police they had aliens in their backyard. Chief Investigator George Knapp here to piece it all together.
You know, as with all things UFO, the public debate is ferocious and ongoing. Was it all a hoax? Were we duped? Was it all an evil plot, a cover-up, all of the above? We took another look at the hubbub to separate wheat from chaff. The fireball captured on a police body cam on the night of April 30th was real. The American Meteor Society says witnesses reported seeing it all across the West, from northeastern Utah to Southern California. Another Las Vegas resident sent us a video of the same object recorded on her home camera.
Investigation by Nexstar station KLAS.
As the story of the Las Vegas incident spread across newscasts and social media, one of NASA's planetary defense officers weighed in to say it was likely a small meteor that fell to Earth hundreds of miles away from Las Vegas. Police videos obtained by 8 News Now indicate Metro officers were among the witnesses.
One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious.
The appearance of the meteor seemingly triggered the events that followed. A frightened family called 911 and told police they had 10-foot-tall alien beings in their backyard. Officers responded to the home minutes later, interviewed the witnesses, canvassed the area, and cautiously inspected the backyard to look for intruders. One thing noticed by the officers was a circle in the soil. In conversations with us and in a podcast interview, Angel, the main witness, suggested the circle might have been created when an unknown object landed in the yard. Social media sleuths have since pointed out that the circular image has been viewable via Google Earth for more than a year. The family told us by phone they had seen suspicious vehicles with men in black types checking out their home. Turns out there is substance to that. A retired police officer fessed up on News Nation that he spent days staking out the house to see what, if anything, unfolded. What about those reports that Metro installed a special surveillance camera atop the house, presumably to watch for intruders, human or otherwise, or overzealous media? Turns out that's true as well. Metro confirmed as much in a statement to 8 News Now's David Charnes. The system stayed on the roof for days. What about the Ring camera video with the weird noise? The main witness, Angel, intimated to us the video was recorded by one of his neighbors, and the audio was from the April 30th UFO crash. It wasn't. The security camera video was recorded in mid-April, according to the man who first posted the clip. He doesn't want his name used, but says the recording was from a fireball that passed over his home in the southwestern part of the valley 2 weeks prior to the alleged alien encounter. The family declined to be interviewed by us, but members have spoken elsewhere and stick to their claims of seeing aliens in the backyard. Dozens of people on social media have analyzed and dissected the images with various claims of aliens spotted in the shadows. Police do not believe this was a hoax call, which could be a crime if done intentionally.
No, you can tell by the 911 call and the police cam body footage of the family. They don't seem like they're trying to hoax anything. They seem pretty legit about it. They seem fairly shaken up, especially Angel.
In the fervid swamp known as UFO world, our coverage of the story was itself seen as a dastardly plot to distract attention away from a prominent whistleblower named David Grush, who stepped forward around the same time. Grush unveiled his explosive on-camera account on News Nation, which is owned by the parent company of KLAS. In spite of the local news story, Grush's story was reported by news media all over the world. Curses foiled again.
Right. Of all the stories you've done over decades and decades, this one has really gone worldwide.
The backyard alien?
Yes.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy how much email we get, you know. We're not done with it. We'll see where it goes.
I was going to say, this is not the last of that story.
No.
All right.
This is the 911 call overlaid on top of the police cam footage. So you can kind of watch it together.
Okay, what's going on over there?
Okay, lady. Me, my dad, and my brother, we're working on a truck in our backyard, and we have a big lot outside, right? Correct?
Okay.
We were working, and we just see in a corner of our eye something fall down from the sky, and it was with light, and when it hit down, it was like a big impact, and we felt it. We felt like an energy, and then we hear like a lot of footsteps near us, and then we have a big equipment, and we see, and there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
And this is a short clip of a little sit-down interview of the family by Inside Edition.
It's the story that's gathered worldwide attention. Did aliens land in the backyard of this Las Vegas home?
Recently, we told you about that spooky situation in Las Vegas when a flash in the sky was captured on video.
The reports echoed those campy 50s sci-fi movies about alien invaders.
This could be the beginning of the end.
It started when a mysterious fireball lit up the Las Vegas night sky, which was caught on a cop's body cam. Only Inside Edition is with the family who called 911 that night. 16-year-old Angel Canmore says he saw 2 creatures in his backyard and was paralyzed with fear. His father and brother say they also saw the creatures.
You believe you saw something that wasn't from this planet?
I believe I saw something, that wasn't like from Earth.
Was this really an extraterrestrial sighting? The family says 3 days after the encounter, a government vehicle showed up outside the house with 3 men in black to investigate.
I knew it. This is an alien, and you guys are from some government agency trying to keep it under wraps.
We see 3 guys who was driving a black Suburban with U.S. government plates in it. They was passing around. When we opened the garage, we went through them. They just run away.
Do you think that they were here to investigate what happened?
Probably is.
When Las Vegas cops released the body cam footage, the worldwide spotlight was thrust on the Kenmore family overnight. Total strangers flocked to their home, wanting to see for themselves the location of one of the most intriguing UFO sightings in decades.
We're in your backyard now. Since all of this went public, have people been climbing over your fences?
Yeah. Science writer and UFO skeptic Mick West has another explanation for what the Kenmores could have seen that night.
A raccoon, which has very big black eyes, could be on top of the fence, and someone could mistake that in the darkness as an alien being with giant eyes, or something like a coyote jumping over the fence.
A raccoon. Get the hell out of here.
Do you think that creature was an animal or a raccoon?
No, that was too big to be a raccoon.
Attorney Sam Ryan Haydari represents the family.
They didn't want that publicity. The only thing they did, it was reporting it to the police.
You've talked to the dad and the mom and the two sons. Do you believe these people?
I believe that they believe that it was real.
Well, there you go, folks. Case solved. Just a raccoon in the dark that the family mistook to be about 10 feet tall and scared them enough to make a 911 call. I try to be a little bit skeptic and open-minded at the same time, but come on. I've seen a lot of raccoons, and have never mistaken not one of them for a 10-foot tall alien. Now, this is News Nation talking to an investigator of the case.
I'm going to tell you something. I met with the family extensively on the 27th, and then for a short time on the 19th when I went out there. And their story has been consistent on what they told me. Now, I'm going to say this. This 16-year-old kid, Angel, is getting slammed all over social media, okay? And because the family's Hispanic, they're getting a lot of threats and a lot of comments. And when I see them on my social media reference to this, I completely delete it. It's a disgrace. But as far as what they told me, and Angel's getting hammered, like I said, on social media, but people have to remember, 3 people saw this. Angel, his brother, I think, is a year younger than him,
and they're
his
not
father.
getting anything out of it.
Angel called 911. The father got on 911 and said the same thing. I saw the creatures about 15, 20 minutes ago. And like I said,
it's not like they're making a bunch of money off the story.
40 years investigative experience. And I did everything I could to see if I get Angel upset to the point where you say, you know, this is all made up. But 3 family members saw this. And I want to say something briefly. I know we're short on time here. But when I was out at the residence on the 27th, and they were showing me where these things were, where they believe they saw them, and I was standing against a metal pole that was holding up like a carport. And the father, and I'm just a little over 6 feet, about 6 feet, 6'1". And he said, that pole you're standing next to, it was taller than that pole. Now, I'm about 6'1". I looked up. That pole was about 8.5 feet. And Angel said, yeah, it was even taller than that. Now, they described what they described. And I tell people, I was not there that night. Neither were you. I have nothing to discount what this family said. I mean, it's a nice family. They could have thrown me off the property. They're a very nice family. And, you know, to the point is this, okay? You have 3 people that said they saw a strange creature, and they described it. And people want evidence of that. Well, we don't have any evidence. He on that video that he showed on his YouTube channel, a lot of people are blowing things up. Even the Baltimore Post-Examiner blew up the picture. They were the first ones to show the photo of the impression on May 27th that Angel took that night when he said the police were in the backyard at 1:37. Baltimore Post-Examiner published the photograph. And then when I went back later on, Angel gave me the photograph of the 2 sergeants from the Northwest Area Command of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, who he said was about midnight on May 6th, who came back and talked to the father, because allegedly what he told me is the cop said the first 2 officers didn't do something right, okay? When I first met the family, it was on May 19th, and it was hard that day because they didn't trust me. That's when you saw that video clip that you just showed where he's talking to the female. He originally told me it was a journalist, and I didn't think it was a journalist, Ashley, because it was a speed dial, and journalists wouldn't pick up the phone. He told me.
He wouldn't tell you who it was,
listen,
right?
Doug,
he didn't tell you who it was on the phone?
Excuse me?
Did he tell you who it was on the phone eventually?
Yes, it was the female detective who came out with the family. There was a male and female after this incident, like days later, who came out and talked to them. After the first 2 officers were out there the morning of May 1st, the 2 patrol, and you all saw the video on that, the body cam video and all that, okay? The mother told me when I was there on May 19th that after the first 2 officers came up, a couple days later, 2 more cops came. And I believe she's talking about the LVMPD sergeants that I posted the picture on.
Okay,
let
me get to that, because I only have about 30 seconds left, but I need you to tell me about the photograph you took of what looked like cameras installed on the roof of the home, and those came, what, 2 weeks after the incident, and then suddenly we're gone a few days later. Is that the right story? And again, I'm a bit tight for time.
They were installed on May 19th in a lamppost in the rear yard of the family's home. They were installed by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Homeland Security Division, that's run by Assistant Sheriff Sasha Larkin. The cameras were there when I saw them on May 19th, and they were pulled out 3 days before May 27th when I went back. And I have that confirmed from the family And my police sources said those were definitely installed by the technical and surveillance squad that works for Homeland Security under the direction of Assistant Sheriff Sasha Larkin. And they pulled them. Now, I want to say something real quick. I know we're short on time here, okay? They pull those around 3 days before May 27th. That was the second podcast that I aired when I exposed those cameras, okay? Now, there's talk. The parents, I said, why did they put them in there? They said, they came to the house and said, we got permission from the owner. We want to put this on your property. Can we? It's for your protection in case people come. But you got to remember something, okay? This thing didn't go viral to June 7th. The cameras were uninstalled 3 days prior to May 27th.
Well, that's odd, Doug, because obviously, if it goes viral, then I can understand harassment cameras. But before most people even knew about this family or this young man, I wouldn't imagine that no other harassment complaints get cameras like that. Doug, I have to cut it there, but the conversation's
It's strange that
not
the
over.
cops would put cameras out there to begin with.
Yes, because there's a lot more.
But I mean, before it even went viral, nobody even knew about it.
That was not in the neighborhood of the house. That was somewhere else on another part of town. That's also being across social media.
Okay.
And I cannot verify where that location was. It definitely wasn't across the street from the home.
Okay, so it was another neighborhood, and we're still on verification and fact-checking on that.
That's right. I have no idea where that was. It could have been on the other side of Vegas.
He's continuing to investigate this. He's been on it since the beginning. Doug Papa, thank you for being on with us.
So there you go, just more strangeness. The cops put a camera on top of the family's home for some reason, which seems strange to begin with. But if it was for their own safety, like intruders or something, why was it there before anybody even knew that this story happened? I mean, I don't know. It don't make a whole lot of sense. It just seems very strange. All right, now let's look at some footage from the family as they entered their backyard. I found a few videos. This first one's from the New York Post. This one's kind of slowed down and zoomed in. But you can see something over the right of this fence. At the top of the center of the screen right there, you'll see something like a shadow move. And it does look pretty strange. Now, they say that there's other ones out by the machinery. Those are a little harder to pick out, but we'll just give this a view. All right, there's supposed to be something right there. You can see it move. It's hard to pick out, but you can see it move. Now that right there does look like a face. Just imagine if something was cloaked. Now they've got it outlined. So you can see it really good there, the outline of it. Or the general shape of it, now that they've outlined it, I mean. So you can see that one move. Okay, this is a video of the same footage, just enhanced. And it's still hard to see anything, but they do zoom in on that little gray image in front of the family. A little bit better quality, so we'll give this one a look. You can definitely see something. You can tell there's something there other than just shadows, in my opinion.
Okay, what's going on over there?
Okay, lady. Me, my dad, and my brother, we're working on a truck in our backyard, and we have a big lot outside, right? Correct?
Okay.
We were working, and we just see in a corner of our eye something fall down from the sky, and it was with light. And when it hit down, it was like a big impact, and we felt it. We felt like an energy, and then we hear like a lot of footsteps near us, and then we have a big equipment, and we see, and there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually we're terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot.
See, it's hard to see anything there.
I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Now you can see that pretty good after it's enhanced.
And another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
All right, here is another video of the same footage by another person talking about it, and this one's by David O'Rourke, I believe.
All right, so I took a look at what I'm calling the Vegas Backyard Aliens video that Angel posted. Here's the first video, just regular speed.
You can see something at the bottom of the fence. You can't see something move. I don't know if it's shadows or what. But it would make
I think
sense.
she's saying, she's telling them to close the gate. Anyway, let's slow it down. And I want you to look at the lower right in the fence. You can see some motion there. And at first, I thought it was shadows, but as you look closer, you can actually see there are 3 points. There's sort of a triangle, and there's actually something, you can see it's breaching the fence. It's like a hand. You can see 3 points there moving up. This motion is happening as these guys are backpedaling. So you would first naturally think that this was related to that. But the more you watch it, and the closer you look at it, as we zoom in, you can see that there's something physical.
Too.
It's not shadows, it's not light.
Like an object
there
behind
is
the fence.
something physical there, like hands or feet or whatever. Here's the second part. This one is a little less clear. But look out beyond the section I highlight here. You can see a sort of a shadow get smaller, like it's getting behind that forklift, and then a light.
Yeah, I can see the shadow
turning on.
It's moving.
Or an eye, or whatever it is. And what's interesting about this is it's not as if the light is being revealed by the camera moving, because the camera is moving straight down, right? The camera stays on the same plane, but the light suddenly, boom. This video is really fascinating to me, primarily because the people in it aren't necessarily seeing what we see when we watch it back.
Now, this is where the story takes a darker turn, more of a paranormal, demonic turn. This one is from News Nation, and I believe it has Angel talking in it, describing later events that happened. And yeah, it takes a dark turn.
Alex, good to see you. I have to ask you, what are you making? Because there's something really interesting about this. And it's that last night it was reported there was more strange activity in and around the home. What is going on here?
Right. The story goes that just about a year ago, the Kenmore family saw these mysterious, unidentifiable creatures in their backyard right here behind me, right? They said that they were 10-foot tall creatures, that they were standing there looking at them. They could see them breathing. Angel says that he was actually growling at him, freaking them out so much that they actually called 911. Well, it turns out that this unidentified, unexplainable phenomenon didn't just stop at that night. Angel went into great detail with me during our one-on-one conversation about other paranormal activity that's been happening, but this time inside of their house. It goes beyond just seeing shadows and hearing whispers. These are really freaky things that he told me during our exclusive conversation. Take a listen. You mentioned paranormal activity. What exactly did you see?
Well, I was in another room. My brother called me, and there was a upside down cross, and there was a Jesus statue in it. They ripped Jesus out of it. They threw him like across the room, and it was floating upside down.
Are you saying floating in the air?
Yeah, like in the air. It was floating upside down.
What did you do? I mean, did you go pick it up? Did you knock it down? Like how?
No, I didn't do nothing. I was just sitting there. I was crazy. I was like, what?
But how did it come down? It's not still floating right now, is it?
No, it came down. So we got closer to it and then just dropped.
It fell to the ground. A crucifix floating in the air, upside down. The Jesus on the crucifix had been ripped off, and it was floating. And you can say definitively,
creepy,
without lies, that that is what you saw.
Yes.
Creepy.
Very good. That's what I saw.
Okay, and what about the Bible? What did you tell me about the Bible?
Oh yeah, the Bible. So I was chilling normal. There was just a Bible just going like this, flipping the pages. But it was like steady. Like it wasn't because of the air. It was steady, like somebody was holding it. As soon as I got close to it, it dropped again. It just dropped
again. This is inside your house, not outdoors. No wind,
this is inside, yeah.
No wind factor, but the page is steadily turning on a Bible.
Yeah.
And you have the same justification for that as well, demonic presence?
Yeah, I guess it's demonic presence, yeah.
The pages of the Bible were moving on their own and an actual crucifix hanging upside down?
Yeah. So, we had a couple priests come over to the house, pray over the house, and everything seems to be normal. Again.
Are you connecting all these things together, everything you saw in your backyard, to the things you've experienced over these past few months?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
I mean, how could you not?
I still have an explanation of what it is, still pretty weird. And I have no clue what it is.
What did the priest say when they actually came to your house?
They were saying that it might be fallen angels, like demons or fallen angels, something like that.
Fallen angels inside your home.
Yeah, that was pretty creepy.
How does it make you feel about living here still?
Right now I feel good, There's a lot of time priests came over, but whatever happened on last year May, that was pretty scary, man.
That dog's in the video, that's not mine.
What does that look like to you? You said you're traumatized. I don't want to make you relive it.
Yeah.
What is that like?
It's pretty bad, man. You can't sleep, not to sound like a crybaby, but you cry most of the time when you think about it. You get flashbacks. Not a good experience.
With all of the paranormal activity happening inside your house, are you thinking about moving away?
Oh yeah, soon.
Oh yeah, I'd be getting the hell out of that place.
Everybody or just you?
Everybody, I think.
You guys are done with this place?
Yeah.
What do you say to the people who believe that your family just made this whole thing up to try to get attention?
They can believe whatever they want, I'm not doing it for free. If I did it for fame, I would be on YouTube and stuff like that, doing more videos, but I don't care, guys. I just went on TikTok and YouTube, made my story.
And while we certainly have Angel's story to go off of, other people here in this neighborhood have also filled in some of the gaps and some of the things that they found freaky about that night that those two unidentified beings were seen by the Kenmore family in their backyard. For example, a guy who lives just right down the street just saw us out here on the side of the road and began talking to us, and he remembered that night as well. He said that for some bizarre reason, his TV all of a sudden stopped working at that time, that his surveillance cameras no longer were working, his lights were shutting off. So put all of this together, the Kenmore sighting, what the neighbors are reporting, not to mention what those Las Vegas police officers saw on those body-worn cameras, that flash of light streak across the sky 39 minutes before that 911 call. It really is an unexplainable phenomenon happening here in Las Vegas.
So yeah, really creepy stuff. But there is a theory by some people that all these things that people are witnessing aren't aliens, like extraterrestrial aliens. They're more demonic. And that is a theory. All right, our next clip is from News Nation again. And this is a year after the fact that they do a follow-up with Angel. And, yeah, this is his experience.
Not only did what happened in Vegas not stay in Vegas, it circled the known universe. The frenzy grew when reports surfaced that unknown authorities had afterwards placed cameras around this family's home. The family was driven into hiding, off the grid, out of sight, underground. But 10 months later, the mystery lives on, and looky-loos and alien hunters are still on the prowl. The family posted no trespassing signs, but break-ins have been reported frequently here, as recently as last week at this home. Tonight, a News Nation exclusive, the teenager who made that 911 call is finally speaking publicly at length and laying out exactly what he saw that night and what has happened since. Our national correspondent Alex Capriello joins me with that live from Las Vegas tonight. So, Alex, it's really compelling with the advent of a year passing almost, that they've had a chance to digest what it is they've been through. They have kept quiet. They are not looking for attention. And yet now you're getting information, especially from this 15-year-old or the 17-year-old, that's pretty alarming.
Yeah, and I've found out from speaking to Angel Kenmore that life just really has not been all that easy for the past year since they saw that 10-foot tall creature in their backyard right here behind me. For him, he says that he's plain and simple traumatized by it all. He says he can't sleep at night. He's become slightly paranoid. He cries at night, trying to make sense, heads or tails, of what exactly he saw that night, playing it back over and over in his head. You can imagine the torment that's going through in his head. But to this day, none of the family has a very good explanation about what exactly they saw that night. But to their credit, they've stayed pretty consistent about the facts and the details. I really grilled him about that, trying to get him to remember as much as he possibly could about that night. Here's a portion of our conversation. What do you remember about that night? What do you remember seeing?
Oh, start again, I guess. We were in the backyard fixing a truck, and then out of nowhere we just see a big light fall down and basically crash in the backyard. And moments after, like a couple of seconds after, I saw the big giant creature in front of me. The alien, whatever you guys want to call it. The alien demon, whatever you guys want to call it.
What do you believe it is?
A demon.
A demon?
Yeah.
So maybe that's changed, that once you thought it was an alien, now you believe it was a demon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, only God knows what it was. But I'm thinking it's like something bad, not a good thing.
Was it moving? Was it doing?
Yes, it was moving. You could see like he was breathing, like he was like pissed off. Like he wanted to do something.
And he was looking at you and your brother?
He was looking at me, yeah.
Did he say anything?
Mm-mm. I remember he was growling like a dog, like he was growling.
When did it end?
As soon as I closed my eyes, I guess. I don't know. I think I was praying or something like that, and they just let me go. That's when I went inside, and I saw my dad. I mean, I saw it too.
It felt like it had a control of your body?
Oh yeah, I couldn't move. Yeah.
You were paralyzed at the sight of this thing.
Yeah, I couldn't move.
And you were looking at it for 30 or so seconds, and then all of a sudden it was gone?
Yeah. That was pretty creepy.
A lot of people think that that's just hard to believe.
That, like I said again, they can think whatever they want.
What do you say to the people who believe that your family just made this whole thing up to try to get attention?
They can believe whatever they want, I'm not doing it for free. If I did it for fame, I would be on YouTube and stuff like that, doing more videos, but I don't care, guys. I just went on TikTok and YouTube, made my story. That's pretty much it. I made no money off this. I want people to know that. I made no money off this. I don't need money. That's pretty much it. They can believe whatever they want.
I bet you hope it doesn't happen to anybody.
Oh, no, hopefully not, no. I hope God, no. Really bad experience. Really traumatizing.
And Ashley, I don't know what your impression of him was, but when I was speaking to him personally, I was really struck by how confident and authentic he was about his memories of that night. There's a lot of people obviously out there in the world that would make up ghost stories in order to chase any sort of clout or fame. But to me, Angel came across as somebody who truly believed that he saw something that night in that backyard right here behind me.
Yeah, Alex, he didn't really seem to have canned answers either. So if this was all a big ruse, he's either a really, really good actor, I mean, Meryl Streep quality, and, you know, he certainly didn't script it, didn't seem to plan out answers, you know, at the grasp. I do want to ask you about the family. You know, this is the 17-year-old finally talking at length about his experience. And boy, did he ever add some details there, that what he saw seemed to be angry and breathing heavily, with growling, looking right at his brother and him, and that he felt frozen, which is an account we've heard from other people who have felt that they've seen something out of this world before, that they've been frozen and unable to move. What about the family? Does the family back him?
Yeah, the family does, although they're much less willing to go public about it. I spoke to his mom, who basically said that she has no interest in speaking about it because she just feels differently than Angel. She feels like nobody in the world is going to believe her. Angel, on the other hand, while certainly not trying to publish his case widespread, he feels the need to share it because he wants the world to know what he saw, and also he wants the world to know that his family is doing okay and moving forward. In general, the family wants the spotlight off of them. Take, for example, all these no trespassing signs. There's at least 4 of them. But at this time, they are just basically saying, look, we don't really want to talk about it anymore, but we still stand behind the things that we saw that night.
But see, if the police were going to put up cameras because people were trespassing, I mean, wouldn't now be the time to do it? When the family's having to put no trespassing signs up themselves. And, I mean, I don't know, the whole camera thing is weird to me. Now, this last clip is from a channel called Lately, and they do a pretty good job of going over the whole case, and the conclusions that he comes to at the end kind of make sense. It could be one possibility.
So I don't think this case was a hoax, but that doesn't mean it was aliens. It's more complicated than that. After listening to every interview of Angel I could find, their story has been remarkably consistent, and I do think he, his brother, and dad did see something. They're not lying about that part of the story. I don't think it was a hoax by the family. I think it was a hoax on the family by some people that glow in the dark, and they got these people tangled up in something bigger than them. This is my hypothesis. The family was scoped out ahead of time for being very religious and for not being native English speakers.
You know, all Angel kept telling me, he kept reiterating when I was talking to him, both in person, even on the phone. He just kept all the time. You know, we're Christians, we believe in God, we believe in Jesus, you know, we believe in God, we believe in God.
That's ideal for having witnesses who believe in the supernatural, but will struggle to communicate what they saw. And then, months later, you fire a flare or firework into their backyard.
But remember, I said on the podcast that I spoke to the next door neighbor, and she said about that time she heard a thud.
The fog Angel, Joshua, and their dad encountered likely had subtle traces of a hallucinogenic. And then they would see something, which was physically real, but not exactly aliens. The body cam footage by the police would be redacted to hide any evidence or loose ends, and a drone comes in later to look for anything left behind. And then you send in men in fake police uniforms to clean up the scene. I think the family was then slowly intimidated by the government.
And then he wrote this. He says, the same 2 men that visited, and I have it blacked out, but I'll just say that visited his family, were the same 2 that visited Angel and told him it's best he said it was a prank. Otherwise, visas would get revoked in the family. But when he said he would get hate and potentially get hurt, they said, okay, we'll say it was paranormal. And that's why he said what he said.
You mentioned paranormal activity. What exactly did you see?
Well, I was in the other room. My brother called me, and there was a upside-down cross, and there was a Jesus statue in it. They ripped Jesus out of it, they threw him like across the room, and it was floating upside down.
Are you saying floating in the air?
Yeah, like in the air. It was floating upside down.
What did the priest say when they actually came to your house?
They were saying that it might be fallen angels, like demons or fallen angels, something like that.
But what would the motivation be behind creating a wild and crazy viral psyop on an unsuspecting family? Well, the very next month, in early June, David Grush would go public with News Nation.
Welcome. Have a seat.
Maybe start off telling me your name and who you are.
David Grush, an incredibly highly cleared intelligence officer, had gone to Congress, and with him, he had brought evidence and witnesses of an illegal program. It was the UFO Crash Retrieval and Reverse Engineering Program of the United States.
So, an official investigatory body of the United States government has determined that your allegations are credible.
Correct.
If you want to know more, I made a video compiling and organizing all of his claims to help you get caught up. I think because Grush was doing everything legally, it was harder to discredit him and stop him. So, alongside threatening his life and his wife's life, I think one other way they tried to stop him was by overwhelming the news with a seemingly nonsensical but viral story, thus distracting from Grush's story and making him look bad by association. In other words, they wanted people to not even know David Grush existed and be unaware of how seriously Congress was taking him. However, I want you to disagree with me on my hypothesis here, because there might be more to this case than what I found, and I don't think I can give exactly one answer to it. The Las Vegas alien encounter is a genuine rabbit hole of bizarre things.
I mean, it's a good theory. It just seems...
So I encourage you to look at the facts for yourself and
convoluted.
Use this video as a good first step. Ufology has always had cases where people lie for fame and money, but this was not one of them, and yet the family was treated like it was. All I can say for sure is that the family saw something real, and it's worth investigating further.
I don't know. Definitely check out Lately's video, though. He did a real good job. But at the same time, it's a good theory. But I don't know. It just seems like a convoluted plan to use this family to kind of muddy the waters with David Grush. I mean, it makes sense, but I mean, would they really go out of their way that far when there's got to be better ways to do that? But I mean, at the same time, I mean, it would work. I don't know. It's definitely one theory, though. And I mean, it makes sense. But then you have the demonic theory, too. I mean, was Angel lying? Or was what he was telling people the truth? And it was demonic. So, I mean, it's two different ways of looking at it. And I'm sure there's even more than that. But thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And until next time, see you later.